What's going on, guys? Kevin here to bring you a new video today. Where today I wanted to talk about a video game that, in my opinion, I think is very underrated. That I happened to just play not too long ago and just finished playing today. The game I played was called Pikmin for the Nintendo GameCube, and the only reason why I even got this game in the first place was to get a trophy in Super Smash Bros. Melee, the final trophy for the game, and now I have everything in the game, like ever. Um, in order to get this trophy, you had to get a save file of the game Pikmin on your memory card that had Melee on it. So in order to do that, you had to buy the game and play it for at least a little bit, and then have the save file there. And then you'd get the trophy the next time you open Melee, which I did. But then, I played Pikmin for a little bit, and I was like, I could actually give this game a chance. And so I did. And it's very unique and interesting and different from other games. And I want to tell you guys why. Because, you might look at it from the outside like, oh, it's Pikmin. That's so weird. They're like those weird creature things. And you have that weird fucking dude, Almar, with his fucking space helmet. Like, what the fuck is that guy? Like, that looks so fucking weird. But don't knock it till you try it, because it is a fun game that I wanted to tell you guys about. There's a lot of fun puzzles in it, and there's a lot of like difficult enemies with it as well. And it's also very intense with just the overall like structure of the game makes for intense playstyle, specifically due to the fact that um, each time you land on the course or the world that you travel to. So there's like different levels that you can travel to. So you'll travel to a level, and you're given a time limit of, I don't know. I want to say 30 minutes. It feels like less than that, but they say it's 30 minutes. But yeah, but you're given a time limit of 30 minutes. So they say, to basically get parts for your ship, because your ship had fallen apart when you crashed on this planet. So like now you have to find all your ship parts. So like, and it's kind of silly because there's like so many ship parts, and like why the fuck would a ship need that many parts? Like a lot of the parts are like really silly, stupid things, but like nonetheless, it's still really cool. But like, anyways, you spend a certain amount of time in the level, like navigating through the level, beating enemies, clearing certain areas out, getting past like gates, bombing different gates so that you can get through, and like defeating enemies, and you know getting your items. And the way you do it is with Pikmin, and each of the different colored Pikmin has their own different things that they can do for you. The red ones are resistant to fire. The blue ones are able to go into water without dying, and the yellow ones can get thrown really high and also can use bombs. Um, so they're all like different, and you use them to your advantage. And because Almar is, I guess, not capable, he relies on the other Pikmin to carry his parts back to his ship because they're like massive and he can't lift them. So he uses the Pikmin to carry his parts back to the ship, and they all the Pikmin like carry them all together. And like the part that makes it like really intense, especially, is like um, because you're on a time limit, you have to get the parts as quickly as you can. And when you're getting the parts, um, you have to use the Pikmin to carry the part. And like when time is running out and the part's being carried, there's nothing you can do but hope that it's going to make it in time. And if it doesn't, then you have to continue from last save and try again. Try to see how you can make the level go faster. What can you do to optimize your day, the time that you have, like by conserving more time to do more things overall. Um, so it makes it interesting because you're having to kind of like change up how you're playing the game so that you can play in a more like fast um, way, I guess. But yeah, it's unique in that way because like when the Pikmin are like carrying the thing to their to the ship, there's not much you can do but just hope that it gets there in time. And for me, like I um, was stupid and like didn't know what exactly I was doing with the game, and I wasted a couple of days going back to levels that I didn't need to go back to. And with this game, you only get 30 days to beat the game, so you have to use the days that you have to get all the parts within a sufficient amount of time. And I got behind because I like went wasted a few days, and I was playing from behind. So for a while, I was actually trying to get 2 parts per day, which was kind of hard, especially in the later levels, because there were certain parts that were pretty tricky with like having to defeat like enemies who could blow up your Pikmin and all sorts of different creatures, and you're having to like navigate different puzzles, and it's also like you have to be smart as far as like how you can multitask, because like sometimes like the Pikmin will be carrying something, or you know you have to like, okay, while they're carrying that, maybe I can do this, or while they're knocking down a gate, Pikmin knock down the gate, or they make a bridge, maybe I can do this while they're doing that, or ways you can like optimize your performance with that. And then like also like um, and throughout the game, you're also trying to figure out ways to get more Pikmin, because they die a lot in many different ways. So you have to you can get the Pikmin to carry different things like enemies, and these like little pellets that can be used to add Pikmin to your inventory. So you have to like know to get those when you need to replenish their Pikmin. You can only have 100 Pikmin out in the field at once, so you have to like choose your colors carefully with that. There's just a lot of like strategy involved with it that makes it interesting, for sure. One thing that I didn't know actually was that Pikmin like to feast on nectar, or they like to sprout into flowers. One of the ways they can do that is through nectar. But what I didn't know is that if the Pikmin become a flower, they're actually more like powerful or effective, so to say, which is weird because I just didn't know. I was like, why does that matter? Like, I don't know. Like, there's so many things in that game that you don't that you just wouldn't always pick up, because like you have to kind of like figure them out yourself, or use a guide, which I did a little bit, but I try not to that much. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot to know as far as like how that game works, but it's fun. And I beat it today, and I was happy I did. I beat it on the 30th day. Um, I beat the final boss, and I couldn't get the last part within the 29th day, but I got the last part in the 30th day, and it worked out good. And then I beat the game. And I'm probably going to play Pikmin 2 potentially, and then there's a Pikmin 3. I don't believe there is a Pikmin 4 yet, but there might be, I think. So yeah, I'll probably play Pikmin 2, and Pikmin 3 is for the Wii U, I guess, so that should be good. But yeah, one thing that I think is really stupid about this game is the fact that Olimar can't climb a ledge. So like, if there's something that's like even like this high, he's just gonna like keep walking into it. Like, there's no jump feature in the game for Olimar. He cannot jump at all. It's just so dumb. Like, there'll literally be a ledge here, and you're like, nope, can't go on that. Like, okay, cool. like, you have to either go around it or throw your Pikmin onto it. You can throw your Pikmin onto it, or yeah, you can throw your Pikmin at like enemies, and when you need to like get your Pikmin over to a different something somewhere else. When you first turn on the game, the opening is really silly. It's like I can't even do it. It's like some childish like kid like noise, and it's like, what the fuck? But like it seems like what, but like, well, then you actually like start to play it, and you're like, oh, this is cool. All right, and the music in it is actually really good. Specifically the Impact site. Listen to the Impact site music. That's really good. Also, the Forest of Hope is pretty good too. Um, Distant Spring, not largely memorable. Forest Navel is pretty good too, and the Final Trial is good as well. Those are the five different worlds or levels that you have in Pikmin that you have to like get parts from. You have to like there's basically just like one giant map that you have for each of those, except for the Impact site. That's pretty small, but you have to like find all the parts that are dispersed throughout. But yeah, it's a really cool strategy game. It definitely um, takes a lot of learning. It takes some learning to get into, but I'm glad I got to play it. It's underrated. I get why it's unpopular, but it's really fun. So yeah, I'm glad that Super Smash Bros. Melee got me to play Pikmin. But yeah, either way, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and I guess I can rate this game. I'll give it a 9.3 out of 10. See you guys in the next one.